quite a strange night last night. Went to bed about sort of 11, something like that. About 12 o'clock, we were woken by an alarm going off. So, beep, beep, beep.
Barnes, what the hell's that noise?
So, both sort of rushed out of bed thinking it was the
carbon
monoxide alarm.
I grabbed my phone, you know, the important things.
And Liz had just bought this little clock
down from home.
And didn't realise the alarm was set on. At one stage you think you're going to have to evacuate the boat and all the rest of it as you're heading in the darkness. Ernie actually ended up creating
really barking like ferocious, like somebody was on our boat, sort of type bark.
Yeah,
but we brought a plant down and put it outside. This morning it had tumbled over, so I think he probably barked at that.
Yeah.
But obviously he barked, then we went back to bed, then the alarm went off, and my first thought was, oh my God, he can smell the gases. He's like a special dog that's got premonition that the alarm's going to go off. But
yeah, because you didn't realise it was a plant. We're going to get 3 new leisure batteries. Sort of come to the conclusion that every time we kind of go off shoreline and all the rest of it, the inverter goes potty. So sort of basics, and the first thing would be the batteries, we assume. So the fact that the inverter is making a lot of noise is a good sign, really, because it's obviously doing its job by warning you things, etc. So we're hoping that that's absolutely fine, and it literally is just a case of changing the batteries. And then really we've got to get to know the battery life and how long we can run things on 12 volt before we have to start the engine up to recharge and all this sort of stuff. So it's going to be a getting to know our battery sort of scenario, I suppose.
First, I would like to just get to know you.
We've sort of got a prep now, haven't we? Because we've got our date for in a couple of weeks' time for moving into the marina, which is not a straightforward move. It's like a 3-day move.
Yeah,
so we need to make sure that the boat is
shipshape.
Shipshape.
Everything looks shipshape, Batman.
Hopefully there's not too much swearing or anything like that, and everything goes
He's got a bad back.
Yeah, but he's feeling a lot better this morning because I work so hard manually and
until I pointed out, it's sciatica basically. Until I pointed out that even office workers get sciatica.
What, you think if I worked in an office I'd still get sciatica?
Yes.
Really?
I know loads of office workers. What, if the pencil
was too heavy or something? Or my calculator, I overdid it. I picked up a calculator and a pencil and a pencil sharpener all in one go.
You're dissing all the office workers that are now struggling with sciatica.
It's a DOS, isn't it? Sitting in an office. Sitting in an office, it's a DOS. You try and work out
look at all them comments.
Yeah, come on.
He's not digging you. He's not digging you, office workers. He's digging me because I'm an office worker.
Yeah,
he's digging me. He thinks it's easy, you know.
Well, it is, isn't it? That's
why I've got the highest blood pressure known to mankind.
Blood pressure 180 over 110 and still climbing.
No, that's because you live with me. That's nothing to do with office working.
Anyway,
right, we're off to the Chandler.
in a little while. Bye.
Bye.
Cupboards are painted now with the Faro and ball paint that we use on the inside of the cupboards. We just thought the black wasn't showing up the handles or anything too much, so we did it like that, and it goes actually, excuse the mess because we are currently working, but it goes really nice with the tiles. I'm now going to do the battens. Keep those battens as wood, but these battens I'm going to carry on round with that colour. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a purpley browny colour. So I'm going to go and do that now. There you go. So now it matches through.
5,000 watts, but there's like a tick in the box next to 4,000.
Yeah, so it's 4,000, 4,000 watts, so...
Is that quite a big, really, is that quite a big inverter, is it?
Well, the biggest ones we do are 3 kilowatts.
We've got a 4,000 watt inverter feed on this boat. And the long and the short of it is, the cables that are fitted to our batteries are not big enough to handle that output. So if, for example, we had too much running, just for example, like a kettle, a washing machine, had the full lot going, thinking the inverter's okay, eventually it would have melted our cables and very possibly could have caused the fire.
Now, I don't want to sound
What?
too cocky here. When I was looking up why our inverter is making a beep noise, and I said to you, it'll either be dodgy batteries,
Yeah.
or it'll be the wiring. The output is too much on our inverter. So it's pretty much...
It's only actually a problem if you overload it. You can use that inverter if you've got the telly on.
Well, we had nothing on and it was doing it.
What I'm saying, the long and the short of it is, our inverter should be absolutely fine once these batteries are connected to use, but only on, go to our cable capabilities, not the inverter capabilities.
Oh, right.
So,
okay.
for example, if we're just sitting here watching the TV and that sort of stuff, and and you've got the internet on and maybe a couple of chargers going for the phones, that sort of thing, then absolutely fine. And even we could put a kettle on, that sort of thing. But if you overload it with too much going on, that's when it could become dangerous. So as long as you're not pushing it to its capabilities, i.e. using the 400,
4,000.
The 4,000 maximum, then it's not particularly dangerous at that stage, if you see what I'm saying. It becomes dangerous if you overload it and it's pulling too much from the batteries. That's when it becomes a problem. So what we've done is I've ordered a 1600 watt Victron. And Victron. I've got one of them and all. Yeah, so we've got both coming, which I can pick up next Friday from store.
Why did you go for the 1600 out of interest, not the 1800, 2000 or 3000?
Because they actually, I just told them what we're doing, obviously. And they said a lot of people nowadays are only buying like 800s or 1200s. But a 1600 is quite popular. It gives you that little bit more capabilities, just covers yourself a little bit more. You know, we knew we was going to be upgrading the electrics along the way. Financially, we've just sort of spread it over sort of a 3-month period.
A weekend.
Really. We've been doing bits and pieces, like adding things and stuff and making improvements along the way, rather than that sudden sort of layout, I suppose. So it's a gradual thing. And today, really, I think there's another thing that's happened as well is the log burner. As you can see,
gone again,
we've
and
got
the
even
glass
more.
around
We've got
it,
even
all
more.
gone.
We've got even more cement than the last time we were there. Now we're gradually building up cement, and we were looking at this yesterday.
It looks fine. It looked fine this morning. So we came back from our first trip to Midland Travellers, and
Weird.
Paul went. I put the kettle on. You do the fire lid. So I started doing the fire, and closed it up as normal. And rather than the smoke going up throughout the chimney, it was coming out of every single hole possible.
That's all temporary, really, at the end of the day. But it was a bit confusing because all of a sudden, like, bearing in mind we used this last night. So anyway, we've done like a sort of temporary boat bodge. We're looking at it and it's kind of sort of looks like
It's at an angle.
It's out.
Like dropped.
The
It's
angle's
like going
it's
like
almost
that.
like it's kind of this side of this sort of base has started to drop a bit. And
Which
we
is
feel
why
that
the
maybe
chimney's
that's
not-
sort of dropped a little bit, and the chimney's not such a good fit as we think it used to be. You know, so that's another. You know, just things you just sit there and notice things, and you go, "Hang on a minute, I'm sure that went on that last week." It's all like that, you know, and it's just like it really is like the boating world is just fascinating. Really, it's so different to anything I've really known. It's like, you know. You do something at home in your house and all the rest of it, and you get up the next morning and it's still there and it still works and all that. But it seems you do something on a boat and that, and all of a sudden something else don't work. Or so, you know, it's all a bit, you know. But you know, I'm still enjoying the journey.
Lovely.
I know it costs a bit of money here and there and whatever, and hopefully we won't run out. But
Got to pick a pocket or two.
But you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Anyway. Well, I'm going to make a nice cup of tea for the wife.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I might make myself a coffee while I'm at it.
Yeah. Out comes the white paint. I'm going to tidy this bit up a little bit. So just going to go with the white paint, give it a go. have a little freshen up, and hopefully move a few spiders along the way. Just check that paint out again, because me and Paul both said it's sort of like a purple colour, but actually from down here it's brown. And when I've checked the tub, it's actually called see, look, it's purple in there, but it's called Tanner's Brown. So it's actually brown. We've done our kitchen, which is unusual, but I really like the colour because it does look purple in some lights, as you saw in the video earlier. I thought it was a little bit purple. One of my friends said it looked navy to her, but I don't quite know where she got that from. Anyway, I am tidying up, as you saw. Just tidying up this area a little bit. It's not going to be the finished thing, so I'm carrying it on down there, the purple colour. Tanner's is brown, and up on the beam, and white, and just starting to do the door, just because that's not finished, because we're putting oak stairs and everything in there. It's just I'm fed up with seeing the mankness and the spiders. There's no point going any further because we've got still leaks up here, so I've literally stopped there. Oh, there's the Tanner's Brown with my peanut butter and jam that I just had on toast. Anyone else like peanut butter and jam? It's an American thing, isn't it? But yeah, it definitely looks brown now under this light. When the sun's out it looks purple. Now it just looks brown. Now Paul's going to show you how he actually made those cupboards.
Right, little blob of like miters, mate. One blob there, one blob there, one blob in the middle, blob in the corner, blob in that corner. PVA white glue already on there. Basically, the miters, mate, will set and hold the edging strip in place while the white PVA does the final sort of work, really.
Why is that longer than the piece of wood?
Because I'm putting them flush at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my top. And then I'll cut these off afterwards in line.
Did
You don't have to do it that way, you can, it's just as easy for me to do that than it is to...
They end up, he's making those, is what he's making, shaker style,
So,
to go on that end panel.
so we've got 9mm MDF
9mm thick.
and 6mm MDF. And then on these ones I'm doubling up and doing the same thing on the shaker style. So they will become 18mm. And the reason there's all lines on there is actually because this is a piece of boarding that was left over from a job I did, and I had to draw out a template on it for a staircase. So,
Yeah. You don't have to draw them lines on.
Don't get all confused as to why there's loads of lines everywhere. You don't have to do it all. A little bit on the edge here. So then PVA again in the miters, mate, in each corner. Nestle that in there like so. Oh, put spray on first. Get carried away with
I
the
need
video.
to actually just
Carried away with the video.
He's chewing his toy basket handle. Can you see the handle? Look there.
And he's been told a million times.
Yes, haven't you?
Been told a million times.
Been told off.
So again, let that.
Sorry, back to cupboard making.
Again, let that set in place. And we're going to leave these overnight as it goes on the boat, and then we'll just give them a proper buff up tomorrow with the sander, and then they'll be ready for hanging. And then once I've hung them, the wife takes over on the decorating side of things. Thank God for that, because I can't stand painting. I really can't. Only takes about 5 seconds or so for that to set, really. Available tool station, screw fix anywhere like that really. Right, and then now I've got my top and bottom in place there, then the next side will just naturally, so I've sanded one side down, one edge has already been sanded down, and then the other edge, the outer edge, will all be sanded in one go once the door's together. So, on the edge there. Spray. There we go. Flush with the top. So, there we go. Here's one we made earlier.
Tool cupboard door is on. Just doing a little, what would you call that, like a rebate thing to go either side, so it the microwave. So, and inside cupboard, it's got all the sawdust where it's just been put on. But so I'll paint those the same colour as where my little Ernie is sitting. Hello, little Ernie. There you have it. Only one coat on those tall ones for now. Just realised the microwave is actually a mirror. Hi guys. So kitchen cupboards complete. Those ones have all had 2 or possibly 3 coats actually. Tidied up that step area. So as you can see, just put a new light up as well. I've got to fill in the holes and do it all properly. I've ordered a cushion to go there. You know, like a bench seat cushion. So we can take off shoes. Only trying out the stairs. And I've still got to stain that shelf actually as well. But yeah, it's all coming together. I've got lights, hanging down lights to go over the breakfast bar parts. But other than that, most ornaments and the working utensils, appliances are all in now and in place. I do want to try and cover those plugs up a bit, but they're a bit unsightly, aren't they? But it is what it is. So yes, all looking very tidy, put away. Everything's seems to be in its place. The kickboards, I'm going to be painting at home, and for Paul to bring down the next time we come down.
Right. Here we have our 3 new batteries, and £118 each they were. Get them little beauties into there. A little bit like spaghetti junction. When you break it down, it's pretty straightforward really. Say that now, but you might see a video to the contrary a little bit later. There we are. So first job is to obviously start undoing the nuts, placing the new batteries in position. But we don't want to show you that this week. We're going to show you the fitting the batteries next week. So you'll have to tune in again, won't you?